I don't think it's new, actually. We always communicated, that to reach this inflation path, close to 2% in the medium term, we needed a substantial degree of monetary accommodation. So when we announced, that we anticipate to end the asset purchase program at the end of this year, we said that we still needed a substantial degree of accommodation to support the base scenario.
And yet you say that, and it seems to be at odds with an ECB who are intent on ending asset purchases, because you've also alluded to growth that's going to be bumpy in the future. And people are beginning to question whether or not you're ending asset purchases for fundamental reasons or whether there are technical motivations because you're literally running out of bonds to buy.
No, I think what happened actually is that we started a process of normalization of the instruments. When we talk about normalization in the US, for example, it's very clear. I mean, it's a gradual tightening of interest rates. When you talk about normalization here, we first recognize that the monetary policy cycles are very different between Europe and the US. We still need a substantial degree of accommodation. So I would talk more about a normalization of the toolbox. So we go from asset purchase as the main instruments to guidance on interest rates. And it's remarkable then when in June we start to signal, this rotation of instruments, the monetary conditions, reflected in the OS curve didn't change very much.
And yet,
which was, I think, quite successful.
And yet growth is only around 2%, and we're already seeing worrying signs that things are going to slow down. You talked about it as well in your keynote speech. You said there are risks from Italy, risks from Brexit, risks from protectionism. If growth does actually nosedive next year, what are your policy options? Could you reactivate asset purchases again?
I think we communicated that all options are open in case, but you would need to have a substantial degree of change in the base scenario to go back to non-conventional measures. I don't think this is a question today. We look through, the noise that we have, a lot of noise in the data that we get. You think about the automobile, emission norms and the disruptive effect, on the production side. So a number of things, that happened, that makes the readability of data quite difficult. So we look through that and we'll make the assessment in December in our projections.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.